What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be installing the ZL1 add-ons stealth style wicker bill. We're going to be installing this on a 2017 Camaro 1LE. The tools that we'll need for this is going to be a drill and a couple of drill bits. Going to need a 3/8 drill bit to drill the actual holes for the rivets, and then a smaller drill bit to drill the pilot holes. You'll need something to mark on your current spoiler with. I'm just using a pencil. I hope that shows up on the actual spoiler itself. I did not have any tape like the instructions call for. Then lastly, you'll need your rivet tool. I picked this thing up at Harbor Freight for like 20 bucks. Should work fine for this install. And yeah, obviously your hardware and whatnot. Alright guys, so let's get started on this. Here's my 2017 1LE. I have had it for probably a month now, and it's time to get going with mods. So first thing that I want to do is see the height that I want the wicker bill to sit on here. So I want the holes to be maybe about halfway through the spoiler here. So I'm thinking maybe about that high. I think that'll look good. So first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and mark the height on here that I want. So I'll say about here-ish. And luckily my pencil does mark on the spoiler, so dodge the bullet with that. Now also to find the midpoint on this, there's just a little tiny hole right here on the third brake light that sits exactly at the center point here. So I can look just above that, and that will give me an idea of the center point. I think that looks pretty good. Alright, so just making sure that I have the exact center here. You can kind of see this line on the car that goes up through the badge. So I'm going to hold this piece of paper right there up through the center of the brake light, and that right there is going to be our exact center of the spoiler. Alright, so now that we have the exact center, we want to mark out where our hole is going to be on here. So I'm going to put this right on the line that I made there. I'm just going to draw that out right there. And keep in mind, it doesn't have to be perfect this way just yet, because whenever we get around to the second and third hole, that's where we're going to adjust the angle of this. Alright, so now that we've got the exact center figured out, we are ready to drill the hole for the pilot screw. For the pilot hole. Alright, no turning back now. Alright. Alright, here is nothing. Alright, so we got a hole in the exact center. Now let's go ahead and get our rivet gun here. And we are going to install our first rivet. Alright, so the way you work the rivet gun, you screw the rivet on here, nice and tight. And then we are going to slip it in the hole. Alright, and then clamp down on it. Alright, once it's in there, you're going to unscrew the end of it here. And there we have it. And that thing is not going anywhere. You can see we lined it up very well. It's got to be dead on. Alright, and now we're going to go ahead and bolt the wicker bill in place here to line up the next set of holes. So now to get this thing perfectly level, I'm going to go ahead and eyeball it here. I think that looks about right. Let's say right here. Alright, and let's take a look at it and measure out to make sure that is perfectly level. So now unscrew this here. And then we will measure these out to see if they're about the right height. So let's see, that is about how tall these are. Not right there. And they're perfect. Alright, so now to drill our second set of holes here. Alright, now that I'm going back and taking a look at this, this probably would have been a lot easier with a tape measure, but I think just measuring on a piece of paper here is working for now, so we will stick to doing that. Alright, so now we are doing our next set of rivets here. So that's pilot holes. There's one. There's two. All right, and now to put these rivets in. Might need to drill these out just a little bit more. So far, so good. Alright, and to do the ends here, I'm going to go ahead and measure out on this sheet of paper I had again. So I already marked the bottom, where I want the bottom of the spoiler to be, so the wicker bill, and about where I want the hole to be. So I'm going to go do the same on the other side. Alright, so I want the bottom of the wicker bill to be right there. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and mark the holes on here. All right. Alright, and there we go. We got all of our rivets in place here, perfectly lined up. And now we can take this plastic off of here. So aft means back, so this is going to be the back side of the spoiler here. Wicker bill, sorry, I keep saying spoiler. Alright, and there we go, guys. That is the official install. That was super easy to do. It looks really good. And I'd say we got that pretty straight. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me through this video. If this was helpful in any way, please feel free to like and subscribe. If I did anything wrong or you want to just tell me you hate me, then go ahead and leave me a comment in the comment section below. Thank you guys. Peace out.